Hello again from home sweet home. Oh my goodness, I'm learning something new every day. So that last video I made, I didn't realize, but you only had 15 minutes, which is probably great. You were probably ready for a break or just wanted to stop hearing my voice. Anyway, the most important words were cut off at the end. And well, I won't say the most important, but you're missing 3 words. That last sentence, and I'm going to read it again because it might relate to one of the questions, was about Madame Defarge. And we know that they're doing it. They've stormed that jail. They've stormed that Bastille, and Madame is right there along with the men, and her army of women is there too. So I'm going to read the last paragraph again that got cut off at the very end, the last 4 words. So here we go. In the howling universe of passion and contention that seemed to encompass this grim old officer, conspicuous in his gray coat and red decoration, there was but one quite steady figure, and that was a woman's. "See, there is my husband!" she cried, pointing him out. "See, Defarge!" She stood immovable close to the grim old officer, and remained immovable close to him through the streets, as Defarge and the rest bore him along, remained immovable close to him when he was got near his destination, and began to be struck at from behind, remained immovable close to him when the long gathering rain of stabs and blows fell heavy, was so close to him when he dropped dead under it that, suddenly animated, she put her foot upon his neck, and with her cruel knife long ready, hewed off his head. Yes, the hour was come when Saint Antoine was to execute his horrible idea of hoisting up men for lamps to show what he could be and do. Saint Antoine's blood was up, and the blood of tyranny and domination by the iron hand was down on the steps of the Hotel de Ville, where the governor's body lay, down on the sole of the shoe of Madame Defarge, where she had trodden on the body to steady it for mutilation. "Lower the lamp yonder," cried Saint Antoine, after glaring round for a new means of death. "Here is one of his soldiers to be left on guard." The swinging sentinel was posted, and the sea rushed on. The sea of black and threatening waters, and of destructive upheaval of wave against wave, whose depths were yet unfathomed and whose forces were yet unknown. The remorseless sea of turbulent swaying shapes, voices of vengeance, and faces hardened in the furnaces of suffering until the touch of pity could make no mark on them. But in the ocean of faces, where every fierce and furious expression was in vivid life, there were 2 groups of faces, each 7 in number, so fixedly contrasting with the rest that never did sea roll which bore more memorable wrecks with it. 7 faces of prisoners, suddenly released by the storm that had burst their tomb, were carried high overhead, all scared, all lost, all wandering and amazed, as if the last day were come, and those who rejoiced around them were lost spirits. Other 7 faces there were, carried higher, 7 dead faces, whose drooping eyelids and half-seen eyes awaited the last day. Impassive faces, yet with a suspended, not an abolished, expression on them. Faces, rather in a fearful pause, as having yet to raise the dropped lids of the eyes and bear witness with the bloodless lips, "Thou didst it." 7 prisoners released, 7 gory heads on pikes, the keys of the accursed fortress of the 8 strong towers, some discovered letters, and other memorials of prisoners of old time, long dead of broken hearts, such and such like the loudly echoing footsteps of Saint Antoine escort through the Paris streets in mid-July, 1789. Now, heaven defeat the fancy of Lucy Darnay, and keep those feet far out of her life, for they are headlong, mad, and dangerous. And in the year so long after the breaking of the cask at Defarge's wine-shop door, they are not easily purified, when once stained red. Alrighty, so that wraps up the chapter, and you have your questions at the side. You can go ahead and fill in your responses. Okay, and I'll see you next time. Signing off.